pertaining to family membership. He is entitled to attend any Heiner reunion, dinner, party, or event anywhere in the world, and to be welcomed with open arms and accorded the greatest respect. Given at Morgan, Utah, USA, dated this 10th day of October, 2015. I have a certificate for Petra Wolf. Now,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if anybody has a Heiner reunion anywhere in the world, I've got their email address. We will invite them. They may or may not be able to come, but we want to let them know that they are Heiners now. I want to just talk a little bit about some of the other things that are going on. Yesterday we talked to the mayor of Morgan, and lost my thing. Okay. We found out. Tell how organized I am. That's okay. We met when I went to when I got in touch with Eberhard and learned about Vossingen. I only went to Waldorf, which is smaller, and that's where Martin Heiner came from. But when I learned more and more about Vossingen, which is where I should have come, I've decided I want to go back to Germany. We tried to organize, well, we'd still like to organize a Heiner group to go to Vossingen and do a presentation on life in America in the 1850s. And
I hope that many Heiners came to Basel. We will hope.
Okay. But we have had several, there's a unique club of Heiners and Heiner cousins that have visited. I only knew of 2 or 3, but we found that Gawain Wells and Joanne Heiner Blood and several others have gone there. Doug Geary is a cousin that visited there. There's actually several people that have been to Vossingen and Waldorf. But I think it was just such a wonderful experience for me. And if you've got a little bit of money, then that would be something. I know that they will welcome you with very open arms. They really take care of the Heiner visitors. But I wanted to just point out, there is a very close relationship of Vossingen and Morgan, Utah. And I'm going to point this out. Vossingen, Germany, in Thüringen, the population is 3,542 in 1910. Morgan, Utah, the population is 3,687. So very close to the same population. The elevation in Vossingen is 886 feet. In Morgan, it's 5,069 feet. Vossingen, the oldest. Well, okay. All right, we'll skip the differences. We'll go to similarity. Vossingen lies in the Werra Valley between the Rhone Mountains on the west and the Thüringen Forest on the east. Well, Morgan lies in the Morgan Valley and the Wasatch Mountains. The name Vossingen comes from an old High German word, Wassen, which means wet, damp grass. So, is there a lot of wet, damp grass in Vossingen? Yeah. Okay, well, that's the reason. Morgan, the name Morgan comes from Jedediah Morgan Grant, who was an early Mormon leader, and he helped to build this valley. Vosingen is the administrative seat of 10 small communities. Who first? Okay, will you come up and read these communities, these names?
Hümpershausen, Riedelshausen, Oepfershausen, Unterkatz, Wahns, Memels, Waldorf, Walbach, Metzels und Schwaben.
Thank you. You did much better than I did. Good. Morgan, now listen to this. Morgan is the administrative seat of 10 small communities. Croydon, Enterprise, Littleton, Milton, Mountain Green, Peterson, Porterville, Richville, Round Valley, and Stoddard. And so there's all these little communities around the valley, and Morgan's kind of the center. Vosingen is located on the Vera River, which runs from south to north. It goes up north to the North Sea, and that's where everybody, they take raft rides up there to get to the port, take off to various parts of the world. Morgan is located on the Weber River, which in German would be Weber River for master weavers, and that runs from east to the northwest. The Vera River in Vosingen has overflowed several times, as you pointed out before. Most recently, it flooded in 2013, and Eberhard sent me a lot of pictures of his flooded neighborhood. And Morgan, the Weber River, has also overflowed several times. 1860, 1906, 1952, 1958, and 1983. The Verabon Regional Railroad runs through the town of Vosingen, and the Union Pacific Railroad runs through Morgan. We have proposed to the mayor, and we talked to the cultural director of Morgan about setting up a sister city organization between Vosingen, Germany, and Morgan, Utah. And I think it's a great idea, and I think we'll pursue that. Anybody that wants to get involved and help, we need all the help we can get to promote some of these actions. I'll talk fast if I can. I wanted to just mention quickly the future of the Martin Heiner Family Organization. We do have a website. We've had 3 reunions now in 2012 because of the excitement of contacting these people from Vosingen. We organized a Martin Heiner Family Organization. I have, and I've been doing research on past. She has been working on a comprehensive history book of Martin Heiner and his children and his grandchildren. It's going to be a 600-page book with color photos, lots of illustrations. She's going to have documents to birth certificates and different documents to verify facts. And she is pretty much done with that book, except she needs the histories and the stories of Martin Heiner's grandchildren. Martin Heiner had 75 grandchildren. And she's only got really one, which is her great grandfather, which was, I forgot who she was. Well, actually, no, it was Fanny. It was Daniel's daughter, Fanny Heiner. She's got Fanny, but she doesn't have any of the other grandchildren. And we need to send those histories to Dana. She can finish and publish the book, hopefully at the end of this year or early next year. But she won't do it until she has all the material. The 2012 reunion, in 2012, because of all of this, we had a reunion here in Morgan. It was in the old building in the same spot where the Heiners, they tore down the old church. Again, we don't keep our old buildings. But they tore down the old church and put a new church there. And we had over 600 people at that 2012 reunion. Again, in 2014, we had a reunion in the other church. And I think it was like 250, I don't recall exactly. I'm not sure what we're going to do after this. I'm burned out. I think I'm just going to take a rest for a while. But I really would like any volunteers, anybody that has ideas, suggestions, anybody that wants to step up and contribute to this organization. I really ask for, I'll take all the help I can get. I want to pass the baton of chairman to somebody that's smarter and more organized than I am. But thank you very, very much for coming. The reunion still has 2 big activities. Tomorrow, tomorrow we're going to invite them to come to Salt Lake to Temple Square and see the headquarters of the Mormon Church. And you're all invited to come along if you want. Kimberly, I'd like you to, and then on Monday, we're going to have a tour of the Mormon Trail and also the Heiner Ranch. Daniel Heiner and Anthony Heiner jointly owned a ranch up Echo Canyon. And I've never been there. I come from George Heiner and really didn't have any knowledge of that. But Brett Heiner is, Brett, would you come up here? I want to have Kimberly and Brett explain. We're going to have this tour on Monday, and also have some. He's an outfitter. We're going to have horseback rides after the tour, and he'll take as many Heiner cousins that want to go on horseback rides Monday.
It's a real cowboy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's a cowboy. Kimberly, I want you to talk about Sunday.
Hungry. But just on Sunday, we're starting out with music and the spoken word. That starts at 9 o'clock. 10:30, a tour of Temple Square. 1 o'clock, Church History Museum, and simultaneously a sacrament meeting in a church building that is next door, if anyone's interested in that, at that same time. 3 o'clock, this is the Place Heritage Park. Most of those times are pretty solid, but they obviously want to be relaxed and have time for our German visitors to spend as much time at the events as they want. So if you are interested, probably the best thing to do would be to get my contact information after so that you can find out for sure where we're at a particular time to meet up.
Is Quinn Heiner here? Quinn, come up here. Quinn Heiner is a member of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, and he has arranged for the guests. Well, come on, you tell. You say it.
You're all welcome to come to the broadcast tomorrow. They're actually going to recognize that anyone that's in the audience that's from the Heiner family reunion and ask them to stand. We'll also give introductions to everyone. So hope to see you there. The only requirement, you have to be there by 9 o'clock at the Tabernacle in Temple Square.
Which door?
Gosh, I forget the door number. I think it's door 18. So thank you.
Okay, so anybody that we're going to sit as a group. If you want to come together, and we'll meet at door 18 of the Salt Lake Tabernacle, and they will acknowledge us before the broadcast itself. Okay, Brett.
All right, you're supposed to go Daniel, Hammer, Coley, Gerald, Allen. I'm Brett Allen Heiner. Anyway, I have a little bit to do with the Heiner Ranch up there, Echo Canyon. I don't know if anybody's ever been there or seen it. It's a pretty neat place. And Daniel and Anthony owned it together and started the ranch, homesteaded it. And today, the Freed family and the Robinson family own it, which we can talk about the history when we get there. Ken Garf, the Freed family and the Robinson family bought it from the Heiners back in the Depression. But anyway, it's a pretty neat place. To tell you about the Heiner Canyon, it actually borders Deseret land and livestock, and if you're from Utah, you know how valuable that is. The Heiners actually owned a portion of that at one time. So it'll be interesting to go up and see, and they've actually preserved the cabins that Daniel and Anthony lived in up there. So we'll be able to drive in there on Monday. We'll meet here at 9 o'clock and just caravan up there, whoever wants to go and visit the sites up there. It's about as neat a place as you want to see in northern Utah. You'll actually see a little bit of southern Utah when you go up that canyon. I mean, you know what Morgan looks like, we have pine trees and quaking aspens and everything. When you go in the Heiner Canyon, you'll see a little bit of red rock and a little bit of southern Utah. That kind of blends in. It's really a neat place. And to give you an idea what that place is worth, on Friday, George Strait will be there hunting deer. He comes in there every year and has exclusive rights for a couple of days to hunt deer there. So I'll tell you what, Heiner Canyon really, and Ensign Ranch owns it. They own it right now. And on the big archway it says Ensign Ranch Heiner Canyon, and they've really done a good job of, kind of preserve the Heiner name. And so it'll be kind of a neat place. And then if you want to follow us, we'll kind of do the trek. We'll leave there. We'll go through Heiner. We'll come over, we call it Dixie. We'll go over the Hogsback Ridge down by East Canyon, end up at Mormon Flat, and talk about Little Immigration Canyon, a big mountain, and how everybody, how the immigrants came into the valley, how they settled. Some of them stopped in Morgan, some of them kept going. So, and you can follow me up and we'll do a horse ride. Anybody wants to go for a horse ride, I'll take you. We're a little bit limited.
Where do you want us to meet on Monday?
9 o'clock right here. 9 o'clock right here in the parking lot. We'll just have to follow me, and it's not that far. We'll go up, if anybody's been up there, you go up Deco, we'll go up and get off Hannaford, exit 115, we'll go on up the old road. We'll go in the ranch. It's not too far, and you can drive a car, you can drive an SUV or a truck. They're expecting us, the ranch manager's expecting us to go in there. We can stay, look around. We can't really drive up past the cabins. They've got hunters in there now, so we can't really go past there, but it'll be probably worth seeing if you're interested to do that on Monday. So you show up here at 9 o'clock, and we've got a special present for you. A special horse to ride.
I forgot to mention, on the sister city, I have several handouts of the comparison of Morgan, Utah to Blossom. You're welcome to come and get one. And I'll also put that on the website if you want to download it. Yes, a question?
Yes, the person that's writing this book and these histories, can you put her address on the website?
Yes, or, you know what? I gotta write that down, and I will. Thank you. Yes, it's Dana Palmer. She comes from Daniel Heiner line, and she lives in, I want to say Cincinnati, Ohio. But she came to the last two reunions, and she's a certified genealogist. She actually teaches genealogy, and her profession is researching other families' background and publishing books for them. So, yeah, we'll put that on the website, and I can also give it to you today. Now, the rest of today, there's 3 things you can do. We're going to do the potluck. First, we're going to have a closing song and a prayer. And the potluck, we'll have the movie of the weaving, linen weaving, and then, if you want, you can go to the Daughters of Utah Pioneers Museum and see some of the Heiner artifacts. And I have a driving tour of Morgan, showing some of the Heiner points of interest. We have some handout. We don't have one for everybody, but we have some. But I have a map and on the back as well. Some of this is the legend of the things that you can see. Just drive around and help yourself. At the cemetery, the North Morgan Cemetery has graves of some of the prominent Heiner descendants of Martin Heiner. And we have markers, we have the little posters there to tell who they are and a little bit of their history. Anything else? Did I miss any questions? Any complaints?
I just want to make, have you help me with this luncheon, because we're going to have to do a juggling act, because we're going to have to move all of our chairs and bring the tables in here so we have room for everybody. So it's going to be a big juggle for our potluck, so I need everybody to kind of help me move the chairs in here where we have yours and move your chairs around the tables.
I want to thank Carolyn Croy-Waugh. She's my first cousin, and you're my first cousin.
And your favorite.
Yeah, she's the one that wants to talk to me. Everybody else avoids me. But Carolyn has arranged for all of the potluck. She's coordinating that. I want to thank Garth Heiner for his influence, his mentorship, and everybody that's Scott, the other Scott Heiner, has organized and arranged for the building here. I do want to have suggestions. I do want to have input. And I want to keep in touch with all of you and build this organization and keep it strong. Now I'm going to end this. I'm going to turn the time over to Kathleen for the closing. You want to say something else? Okay.
This came to me, one woman from the line Mary Christine, one woman from the line Emilia, one woman from the line John, and one woman from the line Anthony, please. One woman from the line came to me.
You mean in Boston?
It's mit der Handloom, wie mit der Handloom.
And for the rest of you, so the weavers and Vasons spend night and day on their handlooms to do these small samples of bookmarks. So you can take them first come, first serve.
This is Melinda Eastman, and you've come from Daniel Heiner. Okay, go ahead and explain this.
Alright, yeah, I'm Melinda Eastman. My grandmother was Agnes Heiner through Martin and Daniel. This is her great-great-grandmother's apron that she handmade. So looking at those costumes, it reminded me, yes, she made it when she was 85.
85 years old.
This is
The apron you saw in the parade.
work ethic of our German ancestors.
One last thing I forgot to mention, Carolyn Evans is a descendant of Moroni Heiner, Daniel's son Moroni.